Hi. If you're anything like me, writing a research paper might not be the easiest thing in the world. However, a few years ago, I was introduced to Noodle-tools as a teacher, and I was supporting students writing research papers. So I decided as I was working on a master's degree that I would give it a try myself to write some of my papers. And sure enough, it's a phenomenal tool if you use it correctly. So here comes a quick tutorial on some tips that might help you with Noodle-tools. Now, we're just going to get started with designing and building a project. So when you open Noodle-tools, you'll have a page like this. Here's the link, the button that you'll click for creating a new project. We'll click that just to show you what it looks like real quick. And here's some options. MLA is what we'll be using, and I'm going to use a starter. It's just very simple, simplistic version. If you're doing more detailed research, you probably want to be up here somewhere. All right, I've titled this essay Melting Ice. So I'll open this up, and this is the page we'll see. I'm going to ignore this bit up here, and we'll go right down into the nuts and bolts. Now, the first thing I'll look at is my works cited. As you're doing research, you want to save your research somewhere. We know that it's hard to remember all those different sites that you go to and visit. So I'm going to open up the works cited page, and let's say I find an article here in National Geographic that I'm going to use. Here's the article. It's about sea level rising with a photograph by my absolute favorite photographer, Paul Nicklin, right there on the cover, and some very interesting information that's taking place right now. This is quite current. So I will save that as a website, and I'll show you what that looks like as well when I open that up. So create citation. And I'm not going to go through all of this because this is actually the time-consuming part that a lot of students don't like, but really you do this now and you'll save yourself a boatload of time later when you're writing. So just fill in the nuts and bolts, the URL, the author's name, and the article title up here, the website. That's really the key of this. Also the publication date, you'll want to get that in there as well. So let me take a step back here. I've done that for a couple articles. Here's another article I used from Science Journal. Google Scholar is a really good place to get these kind of articles, quite reliable sources. Now that I have a couple articles selected, what I would want to do is set up note cards. I've actually done a note card for each of these, but I would click New, and this is the page that will show up. Just for the sake of time, I'll show you what I've filled in. There's an area here for quotes. I personally find this the most important part. It says direct quotes. So you just slap in some direct quotes that you think are quite significant, maybe have a lot of impact, some data or some impact for your essay, and just copy paste the quotes in here. You don't have to put any sources or anything because that's already coming from your works cited. You'll want to copy paste the URL and maybe give it a real brief name. So for me, I said, well, this is a very new article. It's from National Geographic. It's about their sea levels rising, and then click save, and that'll save the note card for you. I've already done it, so something's not happy right here. So let me get out of here, cancel that out. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, sorry about that. Now here are my two sources. So now comes the next part. If I have a couple sources, you probably want to keep doing research depending on the assignment or the requirements of the essay, how many sources you need. And you'll start building this up and also building up your note cards at the same time. Now, once we get back to this area, we'll click up here on note cards. You can sort of navigate this screen up here, and we'll see the two note cards that I've built. Now comes the powerful part, I think. Most professors or teachers will give you an outline to follow for an essay. If they haven't, you could probably easily Google a simple outline for the type of essay that you have to write. Over here is where you'll want to fill in your own version of that. I've done a really basic one. So I said introduction, I want to put a hook statement, an overview, and have some data. Now, just a quick note, this is pretty old school. You can't really drag and drop this. You have to move it navigate with these buttons up here. So you can move it that way. If I want my data up above, I'd move it up here. If I want an A, B, C, maybe more sub-bullets, I can add that here. So just a bit of a pain in the butt to learn this part. However, once you have a nice outline set up, this is where it gets nice. You can start to drag and drop your note cards into that outline. So this is, I have my impact statements here with this National Geographic part. So that could be my hook statement. So I'll drag it up there. Could have some nice hook statements coming along. Melting ice, I have a lot of data in that science article. It's a very data-rich article. So I could put that underneath some data in my introduction. Little skip there, sorry. So we can put these note cards wherever we like in this essay and go on from there. Now here's where it becomes easier and easier as we go if we front load the work. I can hit print up here, and let me click that, and it gives an option for an outline. I'm going to do outline with note cards, and in a doc version I can use a Word document then. And as I'm writing my essay, I'll probably just want to look for the quotes that I've written and any paraphrasing that I've done, if you wrote any ideas as well. However, that should be enough. And we'll see what that looks like when you get it in a Word document. And I'll just quickly open that up and see if that decides to open. And here it comes. Now here's my introduction. And this again is very basic, but you have all the quotes where you want them. And your outline is there as well. And so now you can literally just keep what you want. You can sort of shift it around. And if you've done a lot of research, like 10, 15 sources, they're all in the right places, and all you're doing is connecting the dots with your thoughts as you move through this essay. And there we go. And there's a lot of quotes to work with already in this essay in the right places with an outline. So very simple version of that here in this tutorial, but like I said, you'll have a nice works cited at the end, and you'll have a really nice outline with all the key quotes that make sense, that are in order as you go through your essay. I hope that helps someone out there. Sorry, this is running a little bit long, but hopefully that helps. Thanks.